In this video, we're going over the new top 5 meta loadouts to use here in Black Ops 6. I will be going over both 5 as well as gunfighter class setups. Let's get into it. For class setup number 1, we're taking a look at the MXR-17. This is one of the hardest hitting assault rifles here in Black Ops 7. For the optic, we are going to run the Lethal Tools ELO. Clean, simple, easy to use at those close, medium, as well as longer ranges. For the muzzle, we are going to be putting on the RECOIL 90 compensator to bump up that vertical recoil control. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the 20-inch Imperial barrel to improve that damage range. For the underbarrel, we are going to be utilizing the Sentry Pro hand stop so we can improve that horizontal recoil control, aim idle sway delay, aim walkie steadiness, as well as aim idle sway controllability. Definitely helpful with this assault rifle. For the magazine, we're going to be rolling with the Vault extended mag, bumping up that 25 round magazine by default to 30, keeping it more in line with a lot of the other assault rifles. For the rear grip, we are actually going to be skipping over these temporarily because we're going to jump over to the stock and we are going to put on the VAS TH09 stock, which is going to be giving us improved aim walking movement speed and flinch resistance. Very important. Once you equip that, we're going to jump back to the comb now, and we're going to be putting on the Aria Assail comb, which is going to be improving that aim down sight speed, jumping aim down sight speed, dive to fire speed, as well as slide to fire speed. And then finally, we are going to go over to the fire mods, and we're going to put on the recoil sync unit to smooth out that recoil pattern, bumping up more vertical recoil control and horizontal recoil control. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment loadout, you are going to be very happy because we have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, and incredibly easy to control recoil with an assault rifle that is going to be packing a serious punch. I highly recommend going ahead and taking a look at this loadout. We are getting 3-shot kills to the head, making it one of the fastest killing assault rifles in the entire game. I highly recommend taking a look at the MXR-17. Now, if you only want to utilize the 5 attachment class setup, what I do recommend doing is removing the optic. We are going to go ahead and take away the recoil sync unit, and we're going to go ahead and do some flip-flopping here. We're going to remove the stock, and once you go ahead and remove the stock, we're going to go ahead and put back on the Aria Assail comb, now known as the grip, and this is going to be a nice class setup here. As you can see, we are still going to have great handling as well as recoil control. I highly recommend going ahead and taking a look at this assault rifle. This weapon does have clean enough iron sights. This is going to work. And obviously, we are still going to maintain that 3-shot kill to the head, giving this a very, very fast time to kill. And by the way, if you don't have enough time to play and need weapon or rank leveling assistance, such as unlocking mastery camos like Singularity, MITCH CACTUS has you covered. It offers safe and legit services on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and they also deliver DLC codes like Monster Energy and Mueller Milk. MITCH CACTUS has over 20,000 verified reviews and thousands of personal vouchers, making them the go-to for things Call of Duty as well as Battlefield 6. Be sure to use my code EARS for 5% off and to check their current Black Friday sale to earn up to 60% off for a limited time only. Link is going to be at the top of the description. For class setup number 2, we're taking a look at the PEACEKEEPER MK1. Overall, a solid assault rifle. You can use this as a submachine gun if you want to play aggressive. For the optic, I do recommend putting on the Lethal Tools ELO again, just because it is going to be easy to use at any and all ranges. For the muzzle, we are going to be using the KNS Stalker 57X suppressor to keep yourself off the minimap when firing. Now, for the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the 23.5-inch longbow barrel to improve that damage range. For the underbarrel, we are going to put on the Sentry Pro hand stop to help you out with recoil control. Definitely nice with the PEACEKEEPER. For the magazine, we're going to utilize the Vulcan Reach extension. This is going to be bumping up that ammo capacity to 40. For the rear grip, we are going to be rolling with the Dive Edge 7 grip to go ahead and improve that close range handling with aim down sight speed and a number of other close range benefits. For the stock, we are going to be rolling with the EAM Blitzfire stock to improve that aim walking movement speed and flinch resistance. Definitely nice with this assault rifle. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are definitely putting on the buffer springs to smooth out that recoil pattern. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment PEACEKEEPER class, you're going to see in the firing range, we have an assault rifle that has a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, and walking movement speed, as well as controllable recoil without using a compensator, which is definitely going to be helpful. At those longer ranges, you are going to have to burst fire. This is going to be one of those ARs where running and gunning is going to be definitely the move, because it isn't going to be hitting as hard at longer ranges. But if you're playing on maps like Nuketown, you're going to be going crazy. Now, if you only want to utilize the 5 attachment Peacekeeper class setup, what you are going to have to do is swap out the suppressor for the KNS compensator. We are going to bump up that vertical recoil control here. You are also going to go ahead and remove the stock. You're going to remove the buffer springs as well as the extended mag. Now, because we're not running the buffer springs, we are 100% going to be running a compensator. As you can see, the handling is still going to be nice, and we are going to be making up for the lack of recoil control of that buffer spring with that compensator. Overall, a great attachment to have on this weapon. With this specific loadout, as you can see, it is going to be usable, and we have a fast TTK with the Peacekeeper. For class setup number 3, we're taking a look at the Carbon 57. This submachine gun is incredibly valid if you build the proper class. For the optic, we are going to run the Lethal Tools ELO because we need an open-ended optic to clean up the iron sights. For the muzzle, we are going to utilize the KNS compensator to remove vertical recoil. Now, for the barrel, we are going to run the 14-inch Rockley barrel to bump up damage range. For the underbarrel, I highly recommend putting on the Vitalized hand stomp to help us out with that horizontal recoil control and also overall controllability with this SMG. For the magazine, we are going to put on the compact 246 fast mag. We're going to be dropping the ammo capacity to 40, but we are going to be improving that aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, and reload quickness. This is worth it with this SMG. For the rear grip, we are going to be utilizing the Bombus Quick Grip to help us out at close range because we are going to be running and gunning with this weapon. Having aim down sight speed is going to be super important. For the stock, we're going to be rolling with the Bowen Resolute Pad to improve that flinch resistance and aim walking movement speed. You can't go wrong with this. And for the fire mods, we're going to smooth out that recoil pattern with the accelerated recoil system. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment setup on the Carbon 57, you're going to see that we do have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as a way easier to control recoil pattern. As you can see, one of the more uncontrollable SMGs magically becomes controllable when you go ahead and build this class setup, and the overall handling is going to be improved as well. This SMG is amazing with this build. Now, if you want to use the 5 attachment class, what we are going to do is remove the magazine. We're also going to go ahead and remove the stock, and we are going to go ahead and take away the optic here. This SMG is worth getting used to the iron sights with this specific setup because, as you can see, the handling is still going to be on point, and we are not going to lose recoil control with this SMG, so it is going to be usable at those medium ranges, and you can outgun some of the other more accurate choices like the DRAVEC 45 as well as the RK9. Definitely give this a try. This weapon is underrated, and it's packing a serious punch. For class setup number 4, we're taking a look at the MAA1. This burst weapon is amazing when you actually build it for accuracy and range. For the optic, we are going to utilize the Lethal Tools ELO. For the muzzle, we're going to put on the RECOIL 5.56 compensator. We need to remove a lot of vertical recoil. For the barrel, we are going to be rolling with the 22-inch barrier barrel to bump up that damage range, giving us a fast and consistent time to kill. For the underbarrel, we are going to utilize the iron hold angled grip for that horizontal recoil control and overall stability with this marksman rifle. For the magazine, we are going to put on the Sentinel extended mag, bumping up the ammo capacity to 40, so we can go ahead and have 10 bursts with this weapon. For the rear grip, we are going to use the KNS raised grip to improve our close range handling with aim down sight speed as well as that slide to fire speed and some other added benefits. For the stock, we are going to be utilizing the Gridlock stock because we definitely want to have improved flinch resistance and aim walking movement speed with a burst weapon. And then finally, for the fire mods, we are going to run the buffer springs so we can go ahead and smooth out that recoil pattern so we don't have to worry about controllability, because sometimes with the MAA1, if you're not building the proper class setup, you are going to have to modulate between bursts so it doesn't get uncontrollable. Once you go ahead and build this 8 attachment class, you're going to see here that you're going to have free reign to just hold down the trigger with a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, and walking movement speed, as well as an MA class setup that you don't actually have to go ahead and modulate. You could just burst it, and you are going to be getting consistent 1 burst kills. As you can see here, this is going to be a very, very solid assault rifle / marksman rifle hybrid, because it is going to be packing a serious punch, as well as some handling. Now, if you only want to utilize the 5 attachment class, what you are going to do is remove the magazine. You are going to be removing the gridlock stock, and you are going to be taking away the buffer springs. This is still going to be a solid class setup because we are going to have great handling as well as recoil control with this weapon. You are going to have to modulate it slightly with this because we do not have those recoil springs, but this is still going to be a solid class that you can go ahead and utilize at any range and absolutely dominate. I highly recommend taking a look at the MA. It's a fan favorite marksman rifle, and it's still going to be great here in Black Ops 7. And finally, for class setup number 5, we're taking a look at the DRAVEC 45, a very accurate submachine gun you can use at longer ranges to outgun assault rifles. For the optic, we are going to put on the Lethal Tools ELO. For the muzzle, we're going to put on the BO7 .45 suppressor. For the barrel, we are going to be utilizing the 19-inch EAM Horizon barrel. For the magazine, we're going to put on the Gator Extended Mag. For the rear grip, we're going to put on the Herald Z1 grip. For the stock, we are going to be rolling with the Defiant 45 skeletal stock. For the laser, we are going to utilize the LT1 Swift Point laser to improve that aim down sight speed and sprint the fire speed. Definitely nice with this SMG that we can go ahead and do this. And for the fire mods, we are also going to help out recoil control with the accelerated recoil system. As you can see in the firing range, we have a fast sprint to fire speed, ADS, aim walking movement speed, as well as controllable recoil. This is going to be a solid submachine gun to use if you're trying to outgun players at those medium as well as longer ranges. Definitely one of the best SMGs here in Black Ops 7. And if you only want to utilize the 5 attachment class setup, what you are going to have to do is remove the optic. You also are going to take away the accelerated recoil system, the laser, and this is what you're going to be dealing with. Overall, a solid loadout you can't go wrong with. I personally really enjoy the iron sights here. Handling is still going to be great. Recoil control is still going to be great. And honestly, I think it's definitely worth using it. I find myself being more accurate with this loadout over the optic loadout, but let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of the DRAVEC 45. These are the top 5 meta loadouts to use here in Black Ops 7 as of right now. For the rest of the loadouts, depending if I'm running a 5+ attachment class, you either have to put on Gunfighter, and if you don't want to use 5+ attachments, I recommend putting on Perk Greed because there are some perks we need to use to make your life easier. Now, I do put on the VLOX 5.7 secondary, the knife we have on the Assault Pack with the Lucky Ammo Overclock so you get more score per kill. I do run the Stim Shot with the Cleanse Overclock to remove player debuffs. I do recommend running the Simtex, which is going to be having the high density explosive overclock so it is more deadly. And for the perks, I do recommend running Ninja, Vigilance, Looper, and you can put on Flak Jacket if you're being hit with grenades. And if you're not getting hit with grenades, Bankroll is going to be a nice substitute here, which is going to allow you to get your streaks faster. And you're going to have the Scout Combat Specialty Hybrid, which is going to double as Ghost. So essentially, you have Ninja, Vigilance, Looper, Bankroll, and Ghost. Ridiculous. Overall, a nasty combo so you can stay alive, build up some streaks, and not be affected by any EMPs. It's crazy how nasty this is. Overpowered, if I might add. If you guys do enjoy, feel free, drop a like on the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. In your boy ears, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.